Netflix, Amazon Prime, Outlook, Gmail, OneDrive, Google Drive, Twitter, Facebook. Well, all of them sound familiar, don't they? And I'm sure you would have used at least one of these applications, if not all. Well, that is the power of cloud computing. That is the extent to which cloud computing has invaded our lives. Hello and a warm welcome. My name is Shubrata Mukherjee, and in this episode, I shall try and demystify the fundamentals of cloud computing. So, what exactly is a cloud? In our day to day lives, most of us use a computer, a laptop, a desktop, etc. In these devices, the processing is performed by the processor and the storage happens in the hard drive of the computer. Similarly, in a traditional organizational arrangement with multiple employees, the information is usually processed and stored through the usage of centrally located servers, databases, and then there are networks, routers, switches, and so on and so forth. This kind of an arrangement where the infrastructure and processing resides within the premises of an organization is called an on premise or an on prem arrangement. Now, what if this entire set of information or processing capability is transferred across to a third party host residing somewhere in the internet? This host takes care of the backend activities, the infrastructure, the processing, the storing, and all of that, while an individual or an organization can actually concentrate in performing their core business activities. This kind of an outsourcing arrangement is called cloud computing, and the hosting environment is called the cloud. So, what exactly are the benefits of cloud computing? Accessibility from anywhere and across any device in the world, just like your Facebook or Gmail or Outlook, that you can access from your mobile, laptop, iPad, or any other device from anywhere. Cloud computing is on demand and pay as you go, which means you use the services only as much is required and only pay for that much. Say, for example, I run an organization and I need some extra storage and processing capabilities only during the month ends. I could rent this processing power and storage only for the month, use it, pay for it, and then return it. Or, in other words, I can opt for the services as long and as much as I want to. Similarly, say in the Amazon festival sales, like a Diwali Dhamaka or a New Year sale, there are sudden surges that happen in terms of sales, transactions, bandwidth, processing, concurrency, etc. Which is when the cloud services can be borrowed for the requisite time and the requisite capacity. I mean, there is no point in procuring the assets for a price and then maintaining them at a price forever when they are required only for a specific purpose and specific time. So, this feature of being able to scale up or scale down based on the requirements and demand is also called scalability. And because of this tremendous agility of scaling up or scaling down, the cloud providers are also called hyperscalers. Moreover, in a cloud based setup, one doesn't really have to worry about the maintainability aspect, such as the software upgrades, the patches, security, etc. They are taken care of by the cloud service provider themselves. Now, from a commercial benefit perspective of cloud computing, low initial capital is required for setting up a cloud environment. Since the core services are taken care of by the service provider, one really doesn't have to worry about the premises for infrastructure or platforms or softwares, security or analytics, or reporting and a gamut of other offerings. In fact, in a cloud setup, it helps an organization to move from a capex or a capital expense model to an opex or an operational expense model by shifting the initial capital investments to a more spread out EMI based or demand based or pay as you go based kind of an expense model. Also, because one does not have to worry about the initial setup, the initial capital, and the associated bureaucracies, the time taken to set up a business is real quick with a faster go to market or GTM. Moving on, what are the major type of cloud models? Fundamentally, they are of two types: the public cloud and the private cloud. A public cloud is a common cloud that is shared across organizations or people. A private cloud provides an environment that is exclusive to an organization. As simple as that. There is also a third category, which is a mix of both the private and the public clouds, and that is called the hybrid cloud. Now, let's move on to another kind of demarcation based on the cloud service offerings. They are infrastructure as a service or IaaS, platform as a service or PaaS, software as a service or SaaS. Infrastructure as a service, in this model, only the infra portion is provided as a cloud service, such as the servers, the storage, etc. In platform as a service, the infra as well as the platform for development, such as software, the licenses, the operating system is provided as a service. Basically, the entire development bed is available for a developer to work upon, which is provided as a service. In software as a service, all services, including applications, are up for grab. A user can simply use the cloud services with the click of a button. So, a Netflix or an Office 365 is an example falling in this category. Finally, the major cloud service providers are Amazon Web Services or AWS, Microsoft Azure, and Google Cloud Platform or GCP. These cloud service providers or hyperscalers provide various kinds of services and pricing models to their clients. Next time, when you watch a movie on the Netflix, remember it is on the public cloud, on a subscription based model, and as software as a service.